El-Rufai, I expected him to have been smarter politically than what happened to him. When he concluded his tenure, towards the end of his tenure, he made up his mind not to hold any public office. But Tinubu went to Kaduna at an economic summit and lured him. And El-Rufai knew that he is smarter than almost every other person. He knew himself well. He knew even his intrigues. He knew his controversial disposition. So he couldn't have given into that because he was lured into so that he can be humiliated the way he did. And if I were in his shoes, even if today even Angel Gabriel is accompanying Tinubu to pacify me to serve in his government, I will not. You know why? If I dare make that mistake, they will nominate me, and then when they go to the National Assembly, they will raise security reports and declare me a terrorist. And that will be over. So El-Rufai made the greatest respect for the mistake which intelligent people shouldn't have done. He should have remained with his decision. And today, he could have had more strength to be able to fight this government.
Well, we understand that he's playing some roles and there's some alignment and alliance with the SDP. Are you aware?
Yeah. But he's somebody they should watch out for because he has the capacity to mobilize people. And having learned his lesson, he will rather, if Atiku is not careful, El-Rufai will emerge as a political godfather for the North in 2027. Because he's not going to talk for himself, but he will galvanize that support to make sure that, he gets his pound of flesh from this government.
So is it true that there is a storm brewing? There is a coming together of some heavyweight politicians trying to form an alliance and form a very strong opposition?
There are different concentrics of mobilization against this government. The poor people themselves are one, mobilizing. The youth, who are now thinking of, generational shift, not even geopolitical shift, power shift. They are also mobilizing. The politicians who, with their own interests, they're not even different. Most of Nigerian political elites are not different from these people. Because if you see what happened during Konkoso's daughter's wedding in Kano, you will know that they are the same people. Because all of them congregated there. There was nothing like Christian Muslim. Even there were Islamic clerics dining and wining together. That's the political elite. So they are now trying to come up with something again, like what happened in 2015, to now eliminate this government, and we may even run the risks. So I am of the candid opinion that the young people in this country should learn from what has happened in Senegal, what has happened in Ghana, in other countries, and let them talk to themselves.
Do you think Tinubu might be in trouble politically in 2027?
He's already in trouble.
Really?
Yeah, Tinubu is already in trouble.
How do you mean?
Tinubu's trouble is on now because if you conduct a political survey genuinely, you will discover that Tinubu's rating will be embarrassing.
Really?
Yeah.
But there are those who believe that these are tough decisions that needs to be made. They are bold decisions, audacious decisions that the government of Tinubu is making. But in all of this, there are those who say, if we don't make these tough decisions, our country will not move forward. Do you agree?
No, I disagree completely. They are not even genuine economic decisions.
Seriously?
Yeah, because there is no economic policy that has no alternative. Once you say there is no alternative, then that describes the level of mental bankruptness of your line of thought. In economics, there must always be an alternative. You see, when Olufalaye said, well, SAB was the only alternative, did it turn out to be an alternative? So these decisions that was taken by the president, they were not bold decisions at all. They were decisions of a coward who just wanted to shield himself by, throwing out, unleashing trauma on the people for him to turn around and say bold decision. What is bold in it? If he was that courageous, he was expected to have prosecuted the 16 companies, oil companies, inducted by the National Assembly, where 2 of them, Eagle Oil and Rano, came out and said, we have not collected a dime from subsidy. The 14 did not say anything. A courageous Nigerian leader, after inauguration, should start from there, not withdrawal of fuel subsidy.
But the Arewa Youth Consultative Forum, for example, has accused you of making baseless remarks against the Tinubu's administration to incite protests, citing your failed 2023 House of Representatives bid and attempts to regain ministerial role. How do you respond to these claims? Are your criticism driven by genuine national interest or your personal ambition or pain of your failed political bid?
No, you see, in politics and in democracy, people are entitled to their opinions. And so I don't contest or condescend to the level of joining issues for them. They were only trying to demobilize the mobilization we had embarked upon to protest. They did everything possible, bringing out a lot of money, calling people names and calling them out, but we proved a point. We succeeded in giving Nigerians the best organized demonstration, despite everything they did, arresting all our cadre men and locking them up, intimidating. We still had Nigerians more than any other demonstration ever conducted in this country. So I think for us, we succeeded. And
so you were behind the August protest?
Of course. Of course. I was one of the organizers.
You are an anti-Buhari, anti-Tinubu person?
Of course, I am.
Why?
Because of his economic policies.
Do you dislike him that much?
Not as a person. Not as a person. But his policies and his approach to governance, I, of course, hate it completely.